Hello, it's Electric Football, and I would like to tell you that I suck. 1-3 last week. Stu went 4-0, baby. Ha! Get your gloat on, Stu.
Oh, I got my gloat on. I have my gloves on, too.
All right, I'm going to do a quick one-sentence recap of the of last week's playoff games, all of which I was wrong on except for one. So let's start out with I was wrong. Belichick out-coached Harbaugh to the point that Harbaugh was spitting mad.
Yes, he was.
That whole uncovered lineman, and I still don't understand it, but evidently it was legal.
It was bringing in backs and tight ends and declaring them ineligible. It was confusing them.
There you go.
Learn the rules like Belichick does.
And Edelman threw a dart. That was a beautiful play call.
I hate them.
That was more than one sentence, too, by the way. All right, for the next game, for the Seattle game, Ken Chancellor owns that field, and he wanted those damn Carolina kids off his lawn. Cowboys, Green Bay. Dez caught the damn thing, and stretching for the goal line is the definition of a football move. And I hate the Cowboys, and I hate Dez Bryant, but he caught the damn thing. And if that's not a football move, I don't know what is.
Agreed.
All right, and finally the Denver game, which made me sad, I got to tell you. But Peyton's balls were wobbly little ducks. That's a quote from Steve.
That's true.
Stu.
Wobbly little ducks.
And those wobbly little ducks were struck and disintegrated by Lucky Lasers because he was tossing the damn thing.
It was unbelievable. As I expected, I just felt a shift in youth versus Manning, and I still think Manning is hurt, and lo and behold, he was hurt.
And Stu, what did you just tell me when I walked in the door?
Don't talk to strangers?
No, who got fired for that?
Oh, yes, and sadly, John Fox was fired for Peyton Manning's ineptitude.
Going 12 and whatever.
13-3, 12-4, come on.
Just isn't good enough.
Wow.
It was hard. I actually felt sad watching Manning just throw up fluttery overthrows, which is a hard thing to accomplish, to both throw a fluttery ball and have it go too far again and again is not easy to do.
Yep.
Green Bay, Hawks, Packers, Stu Pace, since you got all four of them right, you go first.
All right,
baby.
well, you can run on the Packers. 123 yards for DeMarco Murray and Lambeau. Rodgers is not healthy looking, but he had a great fourth quarter, which is a difference in the game. Still 316 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's not a bad afternoon for any guy.
I'd take it.
And Eddie Lacy had over 100 yards rushing. Seattle pulled away in the fourth quarter. Don't know why it took them so long to do so, but they were limiting Cam and causing 3 turnovers, and that, against Seattle, in Seattle, is going to win you games. Cam Chancellor buried them by knowing exactly where Newton was going to throw the ball. I mean, he knew exactly where that ball was going. You watch the replay, he's breaking before the ball's gone. I just don't see how Seattle loses here and doesn't return to the Super Bowl. Wilson's playing like an elite quarterback now. I'm not calling him an elite. I'm just saying he is playing like an elite quarterback right now, and the whole team is peaking at the right time. As bad as they might have had a middle of their season, they're playing great. Green Bay had to overcome deficits until they finally shut down Dallas in the fourth quarter. And did they shut them down, or did the referees? Lynch could have a huge day here. I'm taking Seattle.
Green Bay needed a great performance from Rodgers. They needed 100 yards from Lacy, a critical DeMarco Murray fumble, and a blown call at the end, all to beat Dallas in Green Bay. That does not speak well when they have to face Seattle, who had Cam Chancellor. I know if I ever have another, my grandchild perhaps, will be named Cam with a K, not with a C. That's all I'm saying. K greater than C when it comes to naming Cams.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ridiculous how dominant he was in that game. Ridiculous how dominant Seattle's defense has been recently. I see them, the Green Bay's weakness is they're not going to stop the run. And if you're not going to stop the run, how are you going to stop beast mode, right, which was just getting more fun to watch each time. You keep thinking, like, he's got to wear down, and the next thing you know, he's picking up referees and tossing them. He's knocking down goalposts.
Fourth quarter back, man.
It's crazy what he does. So, Seattle, dominant, and winning this game easily.
All right.
Colts, Pats.
I'm going to be a nice guy. I'm going to hand it right back to you.
Hand it back to me.
Look at that.
Luck has outdueled both Dalton and Manning, but to expect him to do this again against Brady on the road seems like a risky bet to me. If the Colts had a running game, it might tip the way I feel about this. But you got Boom Herron, who was clearly hurt. His left arm seemed really hurt, and he did that dive into the end zone and landed on his left side. And I was thinking to myself, I don't think you had to dive, but if you did, why would you turn to the right, the non-hurt arm? And what do we got?
Stupid.
Zerlon Tipton? Sounds like a
Yeah.
Sounds like a magician announcing the magical Zerlon Tipton prestidigitation.
Let's watch our season disappear.
So and Trent Richardson. Speaking of disappearing,
Yeah.
where'd you go, Trent Richardson? I was joking
back
around
to
about
Cleveland?
Didn't you used to play football? But he was inactive, which tells you that he's pretty well done. So now, did New England run the ball dominantly? No, they had about 7 rushes. But one of the things that you have to give Belichick credit for is his ability to attack the other team's weaknesses.
Yep.
And he can switch what he's doing from week to week.
Absolutely.
Very versatile. I expect them to come out and pound the ball early. I expect them in the first possession or two, I expect New England to have more rushes than they had in the last game. What did the Colts do really well? Their D-backs, including Greg Toller, had a great game. Yeah, they got up and they challenged Denver's wide receivers to beat them, and they couldn't. Well, they could do it. They just weren't getting passes from Peyton. Brady's not going to miss that many open players. I don't think that the Colts have the defensive horses up front to stop them from running effectively and setting up the need for shorter passes. Denver was constantly in 3rd and 9.
Yep.
New England will not be against this Colts defense. I'm taking the Pats to win. I'm taking them to win easily.
Yep. Why is New England in their 4th straight AFC championship? Because Belichick is the smartest coach. You said it before. Baltimore couldn't counter those quick throws. What did Belichick do? He nullified the pass rush. Brady went back 2 steps through the ball. Why are you rushing? The ball's gone already. By the time the guys got off the line, Brady was already releasing the ball. New England has beaten the Colts 3 times in a row by more than 20 points. Make it 4. The Colts might be able to rush a little with Heron, but New England does appear a little weak against the run. But the Pats are opportunists, and they create confusion and mayhem. All of a sudden, they're ineligible running backs and tight ends, and Baltimore's going, oh, wait a minute, then who are we covering? Who's coming out? They didn't know what to do. Harbaugh was complaining that Belichick knew the rule better than him and took it to advantage.
They didn't give me time to adjust.
And after the second time it happened, wouldn't you put your best defensive end against the little running back and blow past him and kill quarterback? Oh, you could do that, except the ball was gone every time. Brady was hitting him in the hips. He was hitting him in the numbers. He was on fire. There's nothing that's going to stop the New England Patriots from crushing them by more than 20 points again.
All right. I forgot one thing I wanted to ask you, which is the Russell Wilson thing. So he's playing like an elite quarterback. He's been playing like an elite quarterback. He's won a Super Bowl. When does he become an elite quarterback? He is potentially on the verge of winning 2 Super Bowls, boom, boom, at the start of his career.
All right.
That's scary.
I'll give you that. But, there were games, again on the road this year, where he wasn't elite. He wasn't winning games that they should have been winning. They happened to be hot as a team. But that's the team that feeds off each other, man. You see them on the sidelines. They're not sitting on the bench talking to each other with a towel over their head. They're chirping on the sidelines. They're in each other's faces. When they're walking off the field, the defense is running onto the offense to congratulate them. That is a team. I hate Pete Carroll. But that guy has a team that's got his back, and they are playing lights out.
What's wrong with little Pete?
All I'll do is this.
Okay. And by the way, little NFL news for Stu. You got Mike Tannenbaum, eh? Mr. T.
Yeah, we're going to start selling Jets jerseys again in the Dolphin Pro shop, because we did do that 2 years ago.
Well, you'll be going against Rex too, evidently.
Yep, he's Buffalo Bills head coach now, and he still doesn't have a quarterback.
So it's amazing the 2 guys that created and engineered a 3-13 team are now getting $5 million contracts to go do it somewhere else.
Yes, congratulations.
You
suck.
I'd like to fail upward like that myself.
Swear to God. Meanwhile, Doug Marrone leaves because they changed the owners. He must have known something was up. I don't get that move at all. He had a really good defense, and he's a quarterback away from being a really good offense.
Strange things going on. Strange things indeed.
It's Buffalo. They had 7 feet of snow in September.
That's electric football. We love you for watching. We love you for commenting.
Enjoy the games, and we'll see you for our Super Bowl picks next week.
Here comes the hand.